Hi guys, welcome to the week 8 video lesson for Group Piano 2. Hope you guys are all doing well. We're going to go ahead and jump right into the assignments for today. And first thing that we're going to do is our A-flat major scales, hands separately, 2 octaves, and the arpeggios. So just like we've had before, this one is over on page 232. They have some fingers listed here that start each pattern, each scale or arpeggio that you can actually be a little bit flexible with if you want. So for example, they say to start with fingers 3, 4 for the scale, which works just fine. It's also just as easy to use 2, 3. So you can do that. Again, they're saying 3, 4 to make it very consistent, imagining like we were coming from a previous octave. But you could easily use 2, 3 there, that would be no problem. And then same thing with the arpeggios. They have suggested to start with 4, but it's very easy to start with 2. You can do either way. So I'll go ahead and play through these, saying the finger numbers out loud as we go, and then we'll move on to the chord progression. Ready, go. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, or 4, 3, either way works. Left hand, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2 or 3 doesn't matter. 2 or 3 doesn't matter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. And then the arpeggio, starting with 2 or 4, doesn't matter. 2, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 4, 2, 1, 4, 2, 1. 2 or 4 doesn't matter. Left hand. 2, 1, 4, 2, 1, 4, 2, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2. Great. And then the next thing that we have is the vocal warm-up, just like we've done before. And we're going to be doing it in the keys of F sharp, G, and A flat. So what I would recommend doing when you do this one is maybe run through and try the chords first. And even maybe think about what the modulation is going to be. And that makes it a little bit easier. So I'll go ahead and play that through, starting on our F sharp. Ready, go. 1, 5, 1, modulation. 1, 5, 1, modulation. 1, 5, 1, and we're done. There we go. So now we'll move back over into the unit for this week. And that is Unit 20, and we are learning now about the 6th chord. So we're moving away from simply learning about our primary chords to also learning a little bit about the secondary chords, and this really allows us to add a lot more richness to the harmonies that we can play in our pieces. So if you notice up on page 253, they have a couple of different chord progressions listed. The first one, the playing a chord progression with the 6th chord, this is a really good one for helping you kind of spot a really easy way to do the 6th chord. When we do the 6th chord in a first inversion, you notice that it's only 1 note's difference from the 1 chord. And then I just change, and then I do a really easy change to the 4 chord by just changing the middle note. So really, really, really easy right there. And then they also have a chord progression that uses both of our secondary chords now. The 1, 6, 4, 2, 6, 1, 6, 4, 5, 7, 1 chord progression. And this has the single bass note. going through a variety of key areas there. So they have you going through C, F, G, back to C, and then doing that same pattern starting on a variety of other keys. This is a really great one to do if you feel like you need a little bit of help working on your key signatures, identifying chords and scale degrees, and if you can play this chord progression in a variety of keys and transpose this pretty easily, you will find a lot of the exercises that we have going forward to be really easy, to not be too challenging for you. So I would definitely recommend giving that a couple of times practicing. You can also do it in harmonic minor, and that will really, really well prepare you for some of the activities that we have coming up. Alright, so the solo repertoire that we have for this week is Ekosai. I think that's how you say it. My French is not so good. You know what, and I think that word is French. I could be wrong. I really think that's French. Anyway, but so we have Ekosai by Schubert, and this one is, again, a simple solo rep. A lot of the ones from these past couple of units have been pretty short and sweet. So I would definitely recommend with this one to take some time practicing it hand separately. It's really, really easy when you notice that a lot of times we just have these descending patterns. So very, very easy melodies and pretty repetitive, and then you'll just want to go through and practice your left-hand chords. We basically have just our G chord, 4 chord, 1 chord, 5/7 chord. Extremely easy. Notice that on the third line, starting in measure 9, both hands are in treble clef. Okay, so that's one thing that you might want to note, circle. Instead of going all the way down here, that'll sound really weird. It sounds much better when you do it up in treble clef. So, I'll go ahead and demonstrate this one through for you from the very beginning. No repeats. That's not right. And so you can also notice something that is really helpful is that the second line and the fourth line are pretty much identical. So that definitely makes this one a lot easier to learn. We have the improvisation from chord symbols on page 255 over here. Again, just getting into some more complicated chords now. We're getting into our secondary chords as well as our primary chords. So that is one option that would be really good for you to practice to help prepare you for the readings and the harmonizations. So for your assignment this week, you are going to be choosing one of the 4 sight reading exercises, and I'll just play through each of these.